Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Yuniar Pratiwi. Today I will present my analysis entitled The Extreme Libido in the poem The City in the Sea. Okay, first, what is psychoanalytic criticism? Psychological criticism is also known as psychoanalytic criticism. It is an analysis that helps us to understand the personality and personality development of the person. The main purpose of this theory is to analyze the subconscious element in the literary work based on the character's personality. Psychological criticism is also a method for interpreting literary work by critics. In here, I use psychoanalysis from Sigmund Freud. Sigmund Freud was known as the founder of psychoanalytic theory, which analyzed the human mind. The human mind has different layers, like a conscious mind, preconscious mind, and unconscious mind. Ego, superego, and id are the apparatus of the mind and functioning in person. It is consists of instinct, both instinct to life or libido and instinct to die or aggressive drive. It is basic primitive passion that does not see any norms or values. Its work is based on the pressure principle. Next is ego. Ego is personality that are responsible of controlling it. And superego is talk about what is right and what is wrong. Superego is the value and norma that you hold in your life. Freud also has a phase of sexual development that is often called psychosexual. For Freud, all humans go through three stages of sexual development. One is the oral stage. A child fused with his libido. His sexual desire is satisfied by oral sucking. Especially the mother prays continuous thumb sucking during childhood, for example. Two is the anal stage. For Freud believed that the anal stage is primarily aggressive and leads to a desire to dominate others. And three is the phallic stage, where the child's sexual desire is concentrated on the genital, which become the erogenous zone that fulfill pleasure. The oral, anal, and phallic states reflect the libidinal sexual desire that is centered to the pressure principle. Sigmund Freud's theory of dream consists of dream symbol. Three types of sexual imagery such as phallic symbol, zonic symbol, and symbol of sex acts. One is phallic symbol, any object that is longer than its diameter and that represents the penis. And zonic symbol, a round, hollow object representing the vagina. And three, a symbol of the actual sex acts. Next is the biography of Edgar Allan Poe. He is born in Boston, January 19, 1809, rather known for his dark and mysterious atmosphere in his various works. So next, this is Edgar life story. He is lived as an orphan after his mother died and his father left his family, then lived with his adoptive parents. Poe entered the University of Virginia but dropped out because of economic problems. Poe also briefly enlisted as a member of the American military, but failed in the military career immediately pursued his literary talent, successfully working with a sedentary life. And the economic situation is not good because it only depends on the result of ratings. In 1835, Poe married Virginia Clem, his cousin in Baltimore. Unfortunately, this success was followed by the death of his wife from TBC. Losing his wife is very heavy for him. Physical and mental stress begins to take him into an even dark world, the consumption of drug and alcoholic beverage. Okay, next is The City in the Sea. The City in the Sea is a poem by Edgar Allan Poe. The previous version with the title The Doomed City later became The City of the Sea. The final version was published in 1845. In the course of Poe's life above, it can be seen how he was suppressed by sexual desire. In the three stages of sexual development in his life, Poe from the woman who surrounded him, his mother, adoptive mother, and even his wife all died. Therefore, the repressed sexual desire is channeled in this poem. By using the psychoanalytic theory proposed by Sigmund Freud and phallic symbol, ionic symbol in the poem, this psychoanalytic approach to the text reveals sexually explicit image, signaling the emergence of repressed libido. It later developed a title that seems quite trivial, but still contains a very sexual but more suppressed image. For the city, with its pulsating buildings and activities, symbolize the penis, and the sea, frequently used ionic symbol, symbolize the vagina. City in the Sea, poet's last title, then represent the sex act itself. Okay, so this is stanza 1. The poem begins with a brief description of the city. At the beginning of line 6, find evidence. As written above, there is a phallic symbol in this first stanza. Shrines and palaces and towers, when viewed from the phallic symbol, can be interpreted as a symbol of the male genitalia or penis, because shrines, palaces, and towers have long shapes and diameters. But in line 8 to 11, poet express repressed sexual desire. Poet described the phallic symbol called shrines, palaces, and towers as forgotten, and lines 10 and 11 use that description to describe poet's self-imposed sexuality. The male genital or penis is the center of all pressure for men, but it is completely neglected in the poem. Okay, next is stanza 2. This stanza explains more clearly how poet is sexual depressed. The taboo imposed by poet forced his strong libido back into his subconscious. His suppressed sexual power then appears clearly in this stanza. Line 14 to 18 reveal the repressed sexuality of Poe. Apparently, the ego of Poe's desire to see the acceleration of the penis is unsatiable, and the second stanza, it reveals how desperate Poe's sexual desire has been. Okay, next is stanza 3. In this stanza, there is a zonic symbol that describes the female genitalia. On lines 30 and 31, open veins and gaping crave symbolize the zonic symbol, namely the female genitalia or vagina, using the word crave because we know that all the women who served to give him love have died. Where use of the word gaping especially is to mean sexual activity and other sexual meaning. So from stanza 1 to 3, we have got the phallic and zonic symbol, which symbolize as sexual. Okay, and this is the last stanza, stanza 4. The first two lines of the stanza 42 and 43 imply future activity. The sexual image becomes more explicit in first lines. In these lines, where the Beatrice provides a void within the filmy heaven, the sex act becomes clear. The phallic symbol, the tower, pairs with the zonic symbol, emptiness, signifies sexual intercourse. Such imagery represents a sexual climax. The next line contains picture of post-climax sexual states. Conclusion: overall, the poem "The City in the Sea" is very rich with sexual image and so poet identity, trying to convey the deep desire of his subconscious mind, and through psychoanalytic dream analysis method applied to this text. Edgar Allan Poe's work that reflects his libido in The City in the Sea is well known for its dreamy tone and chilling atmosphere. The text reveals explicit sexual imagery, signifying the emergence of poet's repressed libido. He did not gain woman's love, then he dreamed it won it in his writings. And this is reference that I use. That's all of my presentation. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.